but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's time to get into formation. We gotta get ready for the battle. So call on your brothers and sisters. We gotta turn back to the scriptures. Stop making it all about you. Them preachers, they got it confused. Come out of her. Cause Yahuwah is our deliverer. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, cause nobody's perfect. We're called by his name. We're called by his name. Seek him to be worthy. We should be coming together. There's power in unity. It's time to come into the order, cause we are a living prophecy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. Lace up them boots. We got to put on camouflage. We gotta be wise. Open your eyes to the Most High in the skies. We must stop arguing. It's irrelevant. We must.
Shalom, y'all. It's Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can see by the title of today's show, we're going to be discussing how to survive police encounters. Unfortunately, I have a lot of experience in this area. Because back in the day, when I used to be an auto mechanic, I also used to modify my vehicles and make them go fast, which led to a lot of police encounters, okay? But I don't have that issue now. I got a nice little Toyota pickup truck that keeps me out of trouble, okay? But, all right, let me make sure this is working, okay. But yeah, so yeah, I don't, surviving. That's that. Okay. You said no audio, alive. Y'all give me thumbs up if or write something in the comments if y'all can hear me. I have somebody saying they can't hear me on there. All right. I'll wait for somebody to respond. In the meantime, but yeah, it's showing good here on my end, but like I said, I'm getting ready to pull it up over here on YouTube also. All right. Test. I'll wait for somebody to respond. Okay, I see what you're saying. It sounds heavy. Yeah, it's showing good here on my end, but like I said. Yeah, I gotta mess with one of the settings on this mic. Yeah, let me see if I can fix this real quick. But, yeah, whether I fix it, this is an important topic. Okay, so I can't do it that way. All right, y'all bear with me one sec. I'm going to turn this mic off. Let me see. Test. All right. Hold on just bear with me. I'm gonna turn the mic off for a sec. This is the Tests and trials of live video.
Test. All right. So let's see if this sounds any different. Test 1, 2. Yeah, it sounds like I've been doing whippets or something. Yeah, so let's see. We'll get started here in a sec. Y'all bear with me. Alright, so let's see if this sounds any different. Now it's high. Now it sounds like I've been doing helium. Alright, I know what to do. Hold on one second. Alright, y'all bear with me. We're gonna get this. Alright. Now it's hot. Now it sounds like I've been doing helium. Alright, I know what to do. Alright. Let me know if that is normal now. Alright, y'all bear with me. There we go. Yay. Alright, we got it. Alright. Press with my lesson. Alright, I'm officially going to switch this mic out after this lesson. I'm going to use this mic for field work. Anyway, so yeah, what we're going to discuss is how to survive police encounters. That is a topic today. What inspired, I wanted to do this a while ago. Didn't really get to it. I try to do it on an almost seasonal basis because I see the lack of understanding of this. So I have some Bible scriptures here, hope a good amount of them backing up what I'm saying. And it's interesting because it's basically dealing with authority. Okay, that's what it really comes down to. But what I saw, what inspired me to do this is I don't know if y'all seen it. There's a video of a Hebrew brother. He was out teaching, and the cop arrested him in a rather aggressive way, like they always do, you know. So, and I saw him making a lot of mistakes, the Hebrew brother. So with that said, let's get into the lesson. You know the way I teach these lessons, I keep it real basic and come straight down the middle with it. Okay. Let's just be 100. These nations don't like us. Okay. The other nations, they're playing for their team. The FBI put out a report back in 2006 warning government officials that there was a massive influx of white supremacist organizations infiltrating the police forces, and and not just the police forces, law enforcement. Period. Okay, their whole I guess you could say their strategy for doing this is the fact that they know that if they said they're going to take off their uniforms, their white supremacist uniforms, and go covert. And that was in 2006. So all those people were coming in, they were rookies and stuff back in 2006, 2007, 2008. And then years after that, once they got their experience, then you see these shootings just spike, like the crazy shootings where they're like, while they're pulling the trigger, they're like, drop the gun, bam, 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 bam. You know, assassinating people, you know. So what we're going to go through is how to survive out here, and what the game really is. Because everybody's telling you that, hey, you're on our team. We're playing basketball, but you're on, you know, you're on the New York Knicks. You're on our team, but you're really on the San Antonio Spurs, but they're just telling you you're playing on the Knicks and they're beating you in the game. I mean, that's literally what's going on here. So what I'm gonna do is come straight down the middle and tell you what it is. Okay? You will know them by their fruits. I keep saying it. My man, you're hooking on Yashala made a good statement to you. He said, Mike, watch their footwork. Watch people's footwork. You won't be stressed out in life if you just watch people's footwork. Don't listen to them talk. Watch what they do and believe it. So what I do is I watch what the cops do and I believe it. And from what I've observed of law enforcement behavior, the rule they operate under is comply or die. Okay? So if you don't comply with what they're saying, you could die. Okay? And I'm just telling you, I don't speak on nothing that, you know, I haven't experienced myself. Like, I've had over 23 or 25 encounters with police, getting tickets, getting arrested, and everything in between. And I've never had an issue of, you know, overly aggressive force or anything like that. I'm going to tell you about some of the emotions that popped up in me when I was going through these experiences. But, you know, you have to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. You got to know what the heck's going on. And so as I read through these scripts and break down how you deal with these people, how you survive these encounters, you know, take heed. The last time I did this lesson, listen to this. This is heavy. The last time I did this lesson, the next day, a brother messaged me and said he was walking through his subdivision and a cop came up on him, and where he would have usually been going back and forth with the cop, you know, he was walking through his neighborhood and the cop was like, who are you? Come here, you know, and put him up on a car or whatever, pat him down. And he said he remembered my lesson and he just complied with what the cop was asking him to do. Okay. So what I'm saying here ain't a game. All right. And who knows how that could have turned out. So yeah, we're going to talk about a couple things though. The title of this lesson is How to Survive Police Encounters. The first scripture I want to bring out is Ecclesiasticus, and that's out of the Apocrypha. And let me switch over. I got to get this. I got some titles on the screen, but I think we'll be all right. I'll just pull it up on here. So here it is. Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as the Book of Sirach, not Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus 9:13. It says, keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Okay? Like I told you earlier, these white supremacist organizations are all in the police force. They're looking to kill somebody. Okay? to bring it into perspective, would you want to sit? Would you want to be sitting in front of would you want to be talking junk to a KKK dude or some neo-Nazi dude with a gun in his hand and mouthing off to him and running your mouth? And that's what happens. Our people are not wise. What you got to realize, this how I deal with the cops. When I'm around the cop, especially when they're talking to me about something, I understand that I'm in a life or death situation, and I realize I could be in front of somebody who wants to kill me secretly. Like, they're keeping it hidden, and they just can't wait for me to mouth off and run my big mouth so they could put a bullet in my head. You're in a battle out here. You got to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. All right? And my Akalai, my Akalai, that's my elder, was in the cop. He was a cop, and he stepped down because he seen the stuff I'm saying. He witnessed it firsthand, behind the scenes. Okay. Yeah. So, fast forwarding. What happens with our people, they get pulled, you get accused of something by a cop or something, and you're like, well, I didn't do that. Well, I didn't do that. And your first knee-jerk reaction, it's a reaction, is to deny it. Well, that's a false accusation. I didn't do it. That's not how I deal with them. Because I know for a fact that some of these cops want to kill me. Okay? So when I run into a cop and they falsely accuse me of something or try to provoke me, and I've had cops try to provoke me into getting angry, my response is, okay, I'm trying not to get shot. All right, let me try not to get shot. Let me stay calm. Let me move slow. Let me comply with him. Let me do what he says. But some of our people, Sandra Bland, you see some of the women, you see a lot of the men want to get all emotional and don't realize the weight of the situation. They don't realize their life's on the line. And they sit there and argue with somebody who wants to kill them. Why? My people perish for lack of knowledge. Well, here's the knowledge. Here's the knowledge. Okay? Understand what the game is. Understand what team you're playing on. Understand the rules of the game. Going forward to this Hebrew guy who was out here yesterday. I watched the video. The cop's like, get on the ground. But why? Get down. Do this, whatever. Why? Oh, that cop in his mind, he's loving it. And then as soon as they grab you, whether you're complying with them or not, they're gonna be yelling out audibly, stop resisting. Now they can write that up. Write you up real good on that report. Our people, we have to use wisdom out here. It said you go out in the midst of snares, of traps. So going forward, I'll tell you a couple stories. One story, I was driving my car and the car I had, it was loud. So even if you accelerated a little, real slow, it was still like that. Cop pulled me over. I was like, I wasn't speeding. And he was like, well, let me go run your stuff. Boom. He came back. He's like, sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car. I was like, all right. Got out the car slowly. And we'll talk about that. And then I got out the car. He was like, sir, can you turn around? I was like, why? I was like, the emotion of shock set in. And he's like, sir, can you turn around? Yes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I quickly came up out of that, and and he put the handcuffs on me, and I was like, "Sir, why are you arresting me?" He's like, "Your license expired." I didn't know that I got so many tickets that the insurance suspended my license and all that stuff. It was a mess. Anyway, but I'm a lot of times when this stuff happens, when I say you got to comply or die, you do. And I'm telling you, emotions are gonna uh, raise up in you to make you resist. Like, why? You're not used to being taken into captivity. You know what I'm saying? Or or extreme captivity. That's not normal. But you gotta. All right, hold on, please. Okay. So yeah, so you have to you have to be prepared for that emotion to pop up, that emotion to resist, to, like, you know, you're not used to having handcuffs put on you and taken into whatever that you know, to jail or whatever. So you're not, wait, what I do? I didn't do nothing. A lot of times we didn't do nothing, you know. So be prepared for that shock. Okay, another time I got pulled over. This cop came up, and I could see he was trying to provoke me and say stuff to me. It was just a simple, you know, I think I ran a stop sign. But I could see the dude was trying to provoke me and say little stuff to kind of get me to get smart back. And I was like, just complying? No, sir. This, that, and the other. Being respectful. Okay? Being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove with him. So I later, because this is why I was in the Air National Guard, and one of the guys who would come in and work 1 weekend a month part-time was a cop. And I asked that guy, I was like, hey, man, I described the cop. I was like, it seemed like he was trying to provoke me. He's like, yeah. He's like, you were wise not to get into it, because he wanted to provoke you into a fight and do something to you. So see, it's out there, but you got to use wisdom. You're not supposed to be up here, but why? But why? Like that dude was. But like I said, a lot of our people don't have this. And y'all, I got all the scriptures right here. Oh man, install later. Okay, I got all the scriptures right here. I'm gonna bring them up, but you can't get emotional. You can't be some hothead, and a lot of our brothers and sisters out here are emotional. You know what I'm saying? I watch them on Facebook. You know, they be in leadership positions too. Okay, so it's widespread, man, and it ain't no easy thing not being emotional with some of the crazy, annoying stuff that goes on out here. But that's part of spiritual development. Okay, so with that, let's read. Let's move on, because I know that Ecclesiasticus 9:13 is heavy, man. Ain't no getting around that. That's telling you straight up. All right, so we're going to read Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So, again, when I say comply or die, don't be up there arguing with cops, dude. Trying to argue your point and getting emotional. You fighting a losing battle. You're emotional and you're acting stupid, and there's nothing you can do. If he decide he want to take you in, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can resist, but you're going to come out a loser. That's not wisdom, sitting there trying to go back with these people. And when the majority of them, dude, listen, I done worked with these people. When I was in the Air National Guard, as an aircraft mechanic, there was one cop in my shop, and there were some other cops. They come in part-time on 1 weekend a month. And I know the way they think, dude. That some of these dudes are extreme, far right, like Republicans and extreme Trump supporters and all that stuff like that. You see videos of them throwing up white supremacist signs. The FBI told you they've infiltrated law enforcement. But the Bible says when a man's ways please Yah, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him. Ever since I come into this truth, now I've had some encounters with cops since then and dealt with them, and they're dudes is very respectful. And the times they pulled me over, you know, I wasn't doing nothing bad or whatever. And I've even gotten pulled over for going a little over the speed limit, but because I'm respectful, and I'm going to talk about what to do when you get pulled over, but because I'm respectful, I'm compliant, I'm moving slow and all that stuff, they can see it. I'll tell you a story. Me and Koya were coming back from a wedding. We were over on the south side, and I was speeding. Didn't realize it. And I'll go into this now. So, and this is how I deal with it when I get pulled over. So as soon as I seen the cops' lights go on, I said, roll down all the windows and put the lights on in the car. As soon as I was still slowing down, I put all the lights on in the car and I put all the windows down. Instructed the family. Boom. I told Corey, open that glove compartment right now. Get the crap out. You know, the license, the registration, all that. By the time we slowed down and pulled over, I had all my stuff in my lap. And I had my hands sitting kind of like this with my palms. So he could see my hands. All right. And he came, he walked up on her side of the car. The dude's immediately at ease because I'm not with tinted windows up in there. And he like wondering if I got a shotgun pointed at him or something. I'm comply. Okay. And I was like, hey, how you doing? And he sees I'm with my whole family. So right there, he's like, okay, this is a family man. He's compliant. He ain't, what's my problem, officer? What's your problem? What I do? You didn't pee? You know, I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, what's going on? He's like, you know how fast you were going? I was like, I wasn't looking. He was like, you were doing so-and-so and a so-and-so. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention. He's like, okay, can you give me all your crap? You know, gave it to him slowly. I wasn't like, here. You know, I was like, move slow. Keep eye contact with him, or at least let him see your eyes, because they're trained to look at your hands and your eyes. Okay? So if you all like, and digging up under the seat and stuff, you're gonna probably get a round up in your nugget. You're gonna put yourself at risk. But if you moving slow, and you ain't gotta be looking at him in his eyes like that, but just let him see your eyes, let him see your hands, and show him that you ain't a threat. Because they're trained. Their training is designed against you. Here's something real heavy. Police training is designed to kill you if you are indoctrinated by this so-called black hip-hop culture. Okay? So the way they're training you up through media programming, through the music and I'm a thug and whatever this music say, all this hip-hop out here, the way they're training you up and the way they're training the cop up is designed to kill you off. You're going to do all the stuff that they're trained to use force against. you're gonna be up in there trying to talk, trying to debate your point, and you know, and they're trained to deal with that with force. Okay, but what I'm gonna show you here is according to thus saith the Lord. It said, when a man's ways please God, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him. We're gonna get to that scripture. Well, here it is right here. It's Proverbs. Here, I put it up here on the. It's Proverbs chapter 6. I'm sorry, Proverbs 16, verse 7. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay? What I've done, what I did is, here, let me take that graphic off here real quick. And y'all bear with me. Okay. Yeah, what I did is anytime there's one of these incidents out here where our people are getting shot, I look, you know, I give it, I look the situation over for real. You know, I just take a critical look at it, you know, and see where errors were made at. And from the Michael Brown to the one to the Philando Castile, and I have to talk to you about that. All of them, Sandra Bland, all these, you know, they made dangerous mistakes, and that's why the Most High Yah's word is so powerful, because it's not this get sweaty, jump around, and act like a nut religious book. That's not what it is. It's instructions that will keep you alive in this captivity. That's one of the many things it does. Okay? It's vital. And understanding this book on a practical level, not some romanticized Christian spiritual level, but on a practical level, using this book and understanding on a practical level and applying it in my life has changed how I am, you know, it's improved my life at work, dealing with these other nations and dealing with law enforcement. It saved me, you know? So, yeah, you can't just run out there popping off to your enemy, okay? Because that's the behavior they want. That's the behavior they've been brainwashing the thinking the way you are. But the Bible don't tell you to sit there and argue your point with a cop with a gun who might hate you. So you, when he do the Sid Vicious power bomb on you or something like that, and you're like, man, why is my face hurt so bad? It's because you went against thus saith the Lord. So you reap the result of that, a curse. So look, it says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. You ain't gonna find nothing in this book where you're supposed to be out there debating. I just showed you, man. It told you, don't debate with people who got the power to kill you. You know, don't be up there arguing with them, and just be at peace and get the situation over with. You could argue with them later in court. So let me tell you this. So one of the cops I work with, I asked him, I was like, hey man, I was like, this is funny, dude. I was like, hey man, so if a cop arrests me or something, or like you know, he pulls me over, whatever, and he does something I feel is wrong, how powerful is it if I go down to the police station and fill out a police report real good? And he got so pissed that I said that, he was up there cursing right in front of me. Why the F would you want to do that? Blah, 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 blah. Because somebody had filled out 2 police reports against him and messed up his promotion. That's how powerful it is to work with wisdom. So it's effective. But our people are so emotional, they just pop off right there. And it's like, dude, it's your word against his, and his word counts as tangible evidence. Our people don't know that. And a cop is legally allowed to lie to you. It's like, dude, you are fighting a losing battle. You know? Your most effective way to battle this stuff is stay calm, comply with what they say during the situation, and while you're staying calm, you're able to remember all the details of what happened. Then, when you get in court or when you could go down to the station and write out a nicely written report, now you're going to be effective and dangerous. But they want to provoke you because they know how dumb a lot of us are and emotional a lot of us are. So they want to provoke you because they know they can render judgment right there. 9mm justice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Say, Akaliah said, keep quiet and say as little as possible. Now me, when they pull me over, I'm not over there being difficult either. You know you were speeding? I'm not talking. Or doing one of these little stupid things that some lawyer, like they got some video going around where this lawyer shows you little tricks to get out of any ticket. If you get pulled over by one of these cops that got an agenda to screw you over, you know, doing all them little tricks ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, could you go get your supervisor, or could you do this, or could you? Yeah, I don't have to show you my ID. I don't have to go watch them videos. I don't have to show you my ID. Bow on the head, you know, and thousands of dollars in fines, and you still showed your ID. Don't be dumb. Just comply, and if they was off, you could go fight it later. Okay? All right. So, all right. All right, so this is another one, kind of is dealing with what we're talking about. It's saying, but all this stuff is pushing you to the same direction. So this is Ecclesiasticus 8:14. Let me make this bigger because I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me make it. All right. I don't know. All right, it says, go not to law with a judge, for they will judge for him according to his honor. Okay? And it's talking about a judge, but the way I'm kind of tying that in is like, you know, like I said, when I was working with the cops, what their account of what happened in a situation or whatever is tangible evidence. It's like a knife at a scene. So they're, you know, it's infallible, you know, even though we know it's highly fallible. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you got to use wisdom, you know. So if they say you did this, you did it. That's why when you're in a situation, you need to be compliant. One of the cops talked about, yeah, I could write you up real good. So they can make a report, say whatever they want. Get you off or get you on. All right? So the very next verse, travel not by way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. So this is why you don't surround yourself with emotional, effeminized, castrated, emasculated people who can't handle their emotions. Because what's going to end up happening, you're going to get pulled over, and them people will get you killed out there. Make sure you know who you rocking with, who you hanging out with. You know, you rolling around with somebody with a quick temper and they get all y'all killed. Okay? That's wisdom, dude. This is the heavy stuff in the book. Everybody going into all this deep doctrinal and all this other stuff while folks out here dying. Hebrews out here getting face planted by cops. Because dude, the Ark had the Apocrypha in his hand when the cop slammed him on the ground. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not coming against the dude. He just didn't know, but I'm just saying, we got to internalize this. All the scriptures is right here. Okay? Matter of fact, well, I need to just put them in the daggone description. Okay, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 8, verse 1. Yeah, the dude got put down on the ground by the cop, and he had Ecclesiasticus, the Apocrypha, in his hand when it happened. And he didn't know this stuff. And that's why a spiritual comment, like, I'm not getting caught up in teaching all this other stuff when the immediate need for our nation is basic foundational book. Okay? Okay? So look. Yeah, Elias said he assumed the cop would give him a second warning to leave. And it don't, it said, look, this verse says it right here. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 verse 1. Strive not with a mighty man lest thou fall into his hands. And with that belt thing the cops got on with the mace and the stunner and the gun and the baton and the knife, he's a mighty man compared to you just standing there with your hands. And he's trained. And he got a radio to call for backup. And they work a cod. So he's a mighty man. So Elijah was like, said, yeah, he assumed that the cop was going to give him a second warning. When I get pulled over by a cop, I assume they're going to try to kill me. So to me, now I'm doing a lot of stuff to avoid cops anyway. I try not to be out after the sun goes down, believe it or not. You know, yeah, it might be out in my backyard, but I really try not to be out after the sun goes down if I don't have to. I do a lot to avoid cops because, you know, and when they do pull me over, I assume that they're trying to kill me. And when I'm dealing with them of, okay, let me talk my way out of this so I don't get killed. Now, ignorant, unlearned people who lack knowledge, well, I didn't do nothing wrong, blah, 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 running their mouth, putting their life in danger, dude. And we in a war out here. Like, you are in captivity. Act accordingly. It's like, if I just put this out. If I find out anybody I rock with acts like that around the cop, or I don't deal with people who behave that way though. But if I unknowingly realize I'm around somebody like that, I'm gonna be done dealing with him. I won't have nothing to do with him. You ain't getting me killed because you know, dumb as a box of rocks. You know, we gotta be wise. That boy is lucky he didn't get killed out there, or seriously injured, because that cop face planted him, took his arm and just boom. You know, we have to be wise. Okay. And yeah, like Malachi said, the cops are Yahuwah's belt on us. My supervisor at work is Yahuwah's belt. You're gonna get humbled. They gonna teach you. You gonna learn this humility. Now, you could either learn it the easy way and just be obedient to the word and see the wisdom in what the Most High Yah has written here, or he going to teach it to you the hard way. Face plant, Sid Vicious power bomb. So that's real talk. All right. All right. So now what we're going to do is go to another verse. We're going to bring up Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." These are wolves out here. I already told you, man. These white supremacist organizations have infiltrated law enforcement. When I say law enforcement, that's just not cops. I'm talking about the legal system, the court appointed attorneys. Just plead guilty, man. And you don't know that this dude really want to see you get the max time. Judges, everybody. Okay? They talking about how the stenographers be the people who type the confessions and stuff up, be typing it wrong, screwing people over, man. We are very much still in oppression, man. It's not a game out here. All right. We got 1 Peter 2:18 to verse 21. So 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18 through 21. Okay? So I'll put it up here so y'all can see it. It says, "Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward." Okay? And I might have defined it on here, but if not, I'm gonna pull up I got it right here. So froward, of a person difficult to deal with, contrary. That's why I said this applies to work too. When you got a difficult supervisor, a lot of our people, hey, look, man, look, I'm gonna just be 100. Like, the majority of my military career was just painful because I did not know how to deal with authority. I had that pride that was programmed in me through hip hop culture, a lot of this so-called black culture that's controlled by another nation to destroy us. I was so programmed up with that, and like, who he think he talking to, man? I'm a G and this and blah blah. And a lot of my military career was just painful because I didn't know how to be humble. So what happened? I would constantly get humiliated until I realized, shut up, humble down, and be subject to your masters or your supervisors or the authorities, as they call the cops. They call the cops the authorities. Okay? And like I said, it's written right here. It can't be written any clearer. So it says, so not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. When you watch our people, when some authority come around, they kicking against it. Any type of authority. But this is why he said in I think it's in Ezekiel, that whole first chapter or whatever there, where he just goes on for a whole chapter saying we're stubborn and stiff-necked people. Warning, but I tell you, they're very stubborn and stiff-necked, But like Doc said, the cops are a belt. They give that whooping. It says, for this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it when you be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when you do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God. For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Family, that's a heavy verse. So if we're walking in this, then you shouldn't see any Hebrews getting into any encounters with cops, unless it's just a wicked rogue cop out there, just, but because there was another incident with some Hebrews where the guy wasn't opening his door, and the woman's there, Baruch Hashem Yahuwah, Baruch Hashem, and doing all this stuff, and then the cop just lit him up with the taser. That's why I don't get caught up in all the foo-foo outside stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm about practical application of this word, because that's how people out here dying. Okay? So, all right, hold on. My feed went down over here. Yeah, we have to learn how to deal with frustration, and we can't be contentious, okay? So, yeah, Ox said, it's better to shut up and humble down, because he wants us to be humble. And if he loves you, he's going to do stuff to humiliate you. I watch a lot of people struggle at work with authority, struggle from job to job, because the Most High just whipping you because he loves you. So he letting you get the worst supervisor to just humiliate you, so you will humble down, so you will be humble. Humiliation brings humility, and it will make you humble, and being humble is the key, because that pride is, it comes before the fall. Y'all know the deal. Okay? All right, so let's see. So what we have here, we got another verse. We got Colossians chapter 3, verse 22 through verse 24. It says, servants, obey in some things your master. Now, let me make it bigger so y'all see that it don't say that. I'm going to show you what it really say. All right? That's what I'm saying. You don't need to read this stuff in Hebrew and Greek. You can read this in the new, watered down English, happy-go-lucky version of the Bible, and you could put these scriptures together, and it's still going to convey the same message. This ain't complicated, but it will save your life. Colossians chapter 3, verse 22 through 24, it says, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing Yah. It's all, that's why you put all these scriptures together, and you see that, hey, Yah's using this to bring humility in you, to bring, to grow in you the ability to deal with frustration. We're going to be a nation of king and priests. If you can't deal with frustrating situations, why would I want you ruling over my nation or being a priest over a whole nation? You're going to be a nightmare. Okay? It says, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ. So, like I said, like my supervisor, he a cool dude, he hardcore far right, Trump all the way. But we have good conversations. Like, he was educated. He knows more about guns than So he educates me on that stuff I don't even know about weapons and aim and all that stuff. But he will get up in my, you know what, in a second. And has. He did a couple weeks ago. Checked me. And I had to just sit there like, I could feel the frustration and anxiety raising up in me. But you got to humble down. A lot of people figure out clever ways to run from this, but if you ain't got that humility in you, you'll end up getting power slammed on video by a cop. Let me see. So that's it for there. So yeah. My wife, Koya, put deal with them based upon their criminal history. They have a reputation for murdering unarmed blacks dating back hundreds of years. See? Koya coming down the middle, putting it 100. Okay? So we have to use wisdom. Now, let me give you some important information. Like here in Florida, we carry, you can carry around firearms, concealed carry permits and stuff like that. Understand the heaviness of that. Like, you got to have, again, you got to know the game. You got to know what team you play on, and you got to know the rules of the game. If you conceal carry and you pull that gun out, you are the bad black killer, and you are evil. Automatically, you're the scary black guy with a gun going around killing people. Although we've yet to see black mass shootings to date, really. But, you see little Jimmy go to school with an AR because, it was a cloudy day out and he's upset because it's a cloudy day and he goes to school and cleans house. Okay? But understand that. Understand the ways of carrying guns around. Philando Castile, the mistake he made. The cop asked him, do you have a weapon on you? And he was like, oh yeah, I have a weapon. Here, let me show you my ID. Man, cops training is if you can't see their hands and they reach for something, kill them. Basically. Understand that. When you reach in your glove compartment to get out your whatever it is, reach slowly. Open the thing slowly. Because what they're doing when you're reaching, they're watching your hands. And they're ready to pull their gun and kill you. And you conditioning to thinking, oh, they love me and all this, whatever the heck they done gas you up with in the Christian church and in the media. Oh, we are one and we are the world. But that dude know what time it is. He know what the game is. He knows what team he plays on, and he knows the rules of the game. Okay, he knows what basket to score on. You are the one who don't know what the game is. You think you on their team. Understand what the game is. Be careful out there. If you think what I'm saying is a lie, just look at the latest police shootings the past couple months. and at the time I'm making this video, but shoot, going forward. Most High ain't wasting time with hard-headed people, man. You will get killed off quick out here. Okay? So, if you have a gun on you, wait till you're out the car to let him know you have a weapon on you. Because if you say you have a weapon on you, they got to get you out the car in a special way. And if you mess up one of them steps, you're going to be the next one they talking about. So, yeah. And like I said, always move slow. Always keep your hands visible. You don't have to make beaming eye contact like this, but let him see your eyes. Let him see that you peaceful, and make his thing easier. Because his training, the way they train them is that you're a threat, that you want to kill them, and that you're the problem. When the reality is, it's their people killing everybody for no reason. But again, we're in captivity, not them. Yeah. So let me I think I got yeah, let me check out some of y'all's comments here. But yeah, comply or die, man. That if you take anything away from this lesson, understand that the unwritten police policy is comply or die. Okay? So I'm gonna put Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Okay? And there's a lack of that. There's a huge lack of that in the Hebrew community. From the top down. A lot of people in so-called leader positions or whatever, there's a lack of that. Police laws, I got mine up high, gonna put it on top of the car and put my hands out the window. But yeah, Elias says not the training, it's their hearts. Yeah. But like when you're legally allowed to lie to people, and like one of the things that pissed me off, there's like a video going around where this guy's like, okay, this is how you deal with the cops so they can never take you in. See, and he shows you some law. They have to give a proper reason to ask to see your ID. So they can't see your ID unless they give you a reason why they're doing it. And you could ask to see a supervisor. And then you go on Facebook and you see some idiot who believed that dummy getting tased out his daggone mind, get the window of his car broke, get shot in the head with a taser with his wife and daughter in the car, get pulled out, body slammed, because he believed in this dumb idiot. When I'm sitting here telling you they're legally allowed to lie to you. If they ask to see your ID, show them your daggone ID. Don't be stupid and believe these idiots, and I'll debate any of them on this show, or they could call me or whatever anytime, and I'll tell them how stupid they are, how they putting our people at risk. Don't listen to any of them dumb videos where they tell you there's some legal trick and you're empowered as a citizen to say this crap to some cop and he's going to magically have to leave you alone. And then what they do is they show you some video where, okay, give me a supervisor. And the supervisor, the cop comes and then dude gets off. Yeah, it happens. But what happens when you run into Billy Bob, you know, the head of the KKK, you know, sitting there, you know, up in backwoods somewhere, whatever, you know, and you try to pull that on him and he's legally allowed to see it. It only take one time to get yourself killed. So if you follow what I'm saying and not follow the stuff this dumb idiot saying, because they already got videos like of that one Hebrew couple saying, well, I'm not showing you my ID. And he got his wife and kids in the car. Well, I'm not going to roll my window down. I don't have to. And he break the window and wear him out because he going against the scripture. I went through, like, you get beat down when you're going against thus saith the Lord. I'm not telling you no nifty tricks. Stuff that guy's saying in that video, man, that dude lying, man. That's stuff to get you killed. when you run across the wrong cop, you're going to get yourself killed, dude. Yeah, exactly. Sis said she got a compartment up by her window. She keep everything there so that when she get it, they can see their hands. And like once you say, "Hey, I do have a gun on me," when you say that, they are in their mind, they're freaking out. They're like, "No, but I'm a good-hearted person." They ain't thinking like that. You know you a good-hearted person to them. You a black dude with a gun. And the most humiliating thing that could happen is for them to get killed by you. So don't be out here, y'all. Please don't watch that. Please don't do what that video say. That's like that dude who was like, "Yeah, I'm sovereign." He's in the court. "You can't touch me, I'm sovereign." He's walking in the hallway in the court, and there's 3 cops walking beside him, telling him to stop walking. He's like, "No, I'm sovereign." And I'm not exaggerating. Man, they picked this dude up and slammed him on his head on that hard floor. Slammed his sovereign head on the ground and put him down. Okay, so listen. So if you're wrongly accused, and say you are sovereign, and they're telling you all this stuff, like, "Oh, you can't mess with me, I'm sovereign." Well, you got your paperwork, it says you're sovereign. These people, let them come, let them lock you up, let them put the cuffs on, let them put you in the car, take you, process you, boom, 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 boom. When everything's when it's all over, go on back down to the court or the police station and let that pen do the work. That's wisdom. Okay? Ain't no arguing your point while you standing there in front of the man. We just read a whole bunch of scripture telling you that that's not going to work. You've seen Eric Garner videos and Michael Brown videos and Philando Castile learning that, look, it don't work. Comply or die. Move slow and think wisely, not emotionally. Yep, wait to provide information in the courts. So anyway, y'all, appreciate the comments. If this video was informative, please hit the like button. Also, if you could, if you're on Facebook, share it. Share the video. Please, if you share any of my videos, share this one far and wide, because I want people to get this information and understand this, because it's going to save their lives. Okay? So, yeah, if you're not subscribed to Spiritual Combat, definitely subscribe to Spiritual Combat on Facebook and YouTube. And like I said, I try to do this lesson on surviving police encounters. I try to do this on a seasonal basis, maybe 4 times or quarterly basis, 4 times a year, because, I don't see anybody else teaching it, and people are dying from it. Okay? But anyway, with that said, man, appreciate y'all tuning in to Spiritual Combat. I might be going live later on today, doing some recap videos on Tennessee and stuff like that. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And like I said, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you receive notifications when I go live on Facebook, or if you're on my Spiritual Combat business page, hit the the follow notification thing on there, so you get notified when I go live. And anyway, with that said, y'all, appreciate y'all. And I'm going to take y'all out with the Spiritual Combat song, if I can get this thing to work correctly. All right. Shalom, y'all.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities,